Hey, I'm Pop, and today we're finally answering a question your grandma has probably been warning you about your entire life. What actually happens when you crack your knuckles? Does it really give you arthritis, or has grandma just been capping this whole time? First of all, that popping sound is not your bones grinding against each other, so relax. Your joints contain a lubricant called synovial fluid. You can basically think of it as your body's built in WD 40. It helps your joints move smoothly and stops your bones from rubbing directly against each other. When you pull or bend your finger, the space inside the joint gets bigger and the pressure suddenly drops. This causes dissolved gases inside the fluid to rapidly form a small cavity. And that sudden change is what creates the popping sound. Scientists call the process cavitation, which honestly sounds less like finger cracking and more like a Pokemon attack. But now things get slightly unhinged. A doctor named Donald Unger didn't trust the rumor that cracking your knuckles causes arthritis. So, for more than 60 years, he cracked the knuckles on only his left hand while leaving his right hand alone. Every day, for 6 decades. That's a level of dedication Grandma could never compete with. And the result? There was no noticeable difference between his two hands, and neither of them developed arthritis. He even received an IG Nobel Prize for the experiment, which is basically the Nobel Prize's funny little cousin. But the science gets even stranger. For decades, researchers believed the popping sound came from a gas bubble forming and then collapsing inside the joint. Then, in 2015, scientists finally recorded a knuckle cracking inside an MRI machine. And they discovered that the cavity didn't simply collapse and disappear. Instead, it suddenly appeared at the exact moment of the crack and remained visible afterwards. So we had basically been explaining knuckle cracking incorrectly for years. The bubble wasn't exploding, it was more like a tiny gas ghost suddenly spawning inside your finger. But does that mean knuckle cracking is completely harmless? Probably, as long as it doesn't hurt. Research has found no clear connection between normal knuckle cracking and arthritis. Some older studies have suggested that people who crack their knuckles very frequently may experience a little more hand swelling or weaker grip strength, but the evidence is not especially strong. So, cracking your fingers occasionally probably won't destroy your hands. Doing it 400 times a day at your desk, however, might still be a little unnecessary. And why does cracking your joints feel so satisfying? Your joints contain nerve receptors that react when the joint is stretched. That movement can create a temporary feeling of release or increased mobility. It's similar to why stretching your back or popping bubble wrap feels strangely satisfying. Apparently, your nervous system just really enjoys dramatic little surprises. So, the next time someone tells you that cracking your knuckles will automatically give you arthritis, you now have the receipts. Science 1, Grandma 0. If this video just saved you from a family argument, hit the like button. It costs you literally nothing, but it helps the channel more than you might think. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, hit the bell, and I'll see you in the next one.